Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So as you guys know, I've been covering all of the latest Ahsoka Season 2 updates, and today we have some pretty big rumours and leaks, some new information, some of it's good, and some of it, I will be honest with you, is a little bit iffy, but like I said, there is some good news. And then my friends, we'll dive into some Disney updates, the situation with the Mandalorian and Grogu, some drama on the Disney front. It's going to be a lot of fun. I just want to say before we dive into all of it, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, but no more jibber jabber, let's dive straight in. So let's begin with updates on the more official side of things, and then we'll dive into rumor mill territory. Filming on the show is going really well. There has been a combination of daylight filming and nighttime shoots, and the nighttime shoots sound very eerie. We know Hayden was there, and I expect to see many conversations between Ahsoka and Anakin's Force Ghost. And some rumors say that Anakin's Force Ghost is gonna fight in the second season. So not just in flashbacks, not just in the world between worlds, in the present day, as a ghost. But in light of production and filming going really well here in the UK, we have an update from one of the great mothers, Jane Edwina Seymour, who plays Mother Lakesys, one of the three Night Sisters helping Thrawn, back on Dathomir in the known galaxy, and in a brand new post on Instagram, the actress says goodbye. She's done filming her scenes. We don't know if the character's gonna perish, we don't know the fates of Grand Admiral Thrawn, or any of the great mothers, but she says this: I won't say goodbye, rather, see you again very soon. I don't know if she's going to be in the Dave Filoni movie. I guess it all depends on her fate in the Ahsoka show, but it seems like they might have killed her off. The Great Mothers are kind of like the Salamiri of Ahsoka. If they're doing some kind of vague adaptation of Heir to the Empire, they serve as Thrawn's Force-sensitive power, his security. They're the reason he has a supernatural edge. There's a Jorah Sabayoth quality to them, but in the end, I can't see them surviving, unless they're the ones who are going to kill Thrawn. Again, it's like poetry, it rhymes. In other more official Ahsoka updates before we dive into the juicy rumours, we now know some more filming locations. Most of these are for Peridea, so pertaining to Sabine, Ahsoka, Shin, and Baylan. I'm not going to repeat the locations we already knew about, but now we're hearing that the Brecon Beacons, Hankley Common in Surrey, and the Glencoe Highlands were used for filming scenes in Season 2. And something to note about the Scottish location is that scenes from Harry Potter and James Bond were filmed here. This season is going to look amazing, and they also reuse some Acolyte locations. Okay, so now that's out the way, let's dive back into the Ahsoka rumour mill. It's been a big week for rumours, and now there are some supposed plot details. These are not verified. There has been a bit of friction, a bit of back and forth in terms of the legitimacy of this. Let's find out. So I just want to say big spoiler warning because this does specify some cameos, and if you're not aware, there are plenty of rumours saying that Leia is going to be in it, and she's going to appear alongside Mon Mothma. Mon was already in the first season, so was 3PO, and so with this in mind, they say this: there is a new female character, a potential love interest for Ezra Bridger, but there is a twist in the finale that she's a willing Thrawn loyalist. She attempts to kill Mon Mothma and almost succeeds. The season ends with most of the Republic's leadership dead, and Mothma in a coma. Nobody has a way to contact Leia, and I should just say the reason they have no way of contacting her is apparently Leia goes into hiding. But there are a couple of massive things to note. Number 1, Ezra has a love interest. I thought he loved Sabine. I know Sabine's in the second galaxy, and this female character is just using Ezra. She ends up being a Thrawn loyalist. Nonetheless, I think this might leave a bad taste in the mouths of Rebels fans. It is fascinating though that Mon Mothma nearly dies. If true, this could explain why she isn't in the sequel trilogy, and why we basically never see her again. But I do just want to say, this screams that Dave Filoni is setting up his own movie. So Ahsoka Season 2 is kind of like The Empire Strikes Back. The heroes lose at the end, spies have infiltrated the New Republic, and so now it's time to regroup, plan a different strategy, and that's going to feed into Filoni's eventual film. I'm just hoping that Hera Syndulla survives. They say most of the Republic's leadership, but we know Leia and Akbar survive. But I hope Hera does too. The Ghost is seen in The Rise of Skywalker, so unless that's Jason, I hope Hera makes it. I mean, surely she has to. So those are some new Ahsoka rumours, my friends. And now let's move on to our next big topic. So in this one, we're getting into some really strange territory. These are topics I have to admit I don't usually talk about, but it has had the craziest ripple effect on Lucasfilm and Star Wars, and that is what we're going to be focusing on. So just to give you some context, on Wednesday night, the Beyond reporter stated, on Thursday we'd be getting our first official public teaser trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu. Star Wars fans were hyped, not just because it was going to be our first Star Wars movie trailer in years, but because it was going to be a different trailer from the one shown at Celebration, the one I've already broken down, the one you've all seen the stills for, and the one we've discussed to death. This was going to be an entirely new 2-minute clip, and a couple of other so-called insiders chimed in and said, yes, they've heard the same thing. The Mandalorian and Grogu trailer is imminent. But Thursday came and went, we waited hour after hour, and there was nothing. And this is when people started saying, well, that just proves you can't trust these scoopers. They always seem to get things wrong. And I do agree the timing was a bit random, a bit bizarre, but the one thing that was really strange about it, when it comes to trailer dates, they've typically been correct. And that's when other reports started coming out, stating the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer was supposed to release, but due to recent controversies with Disney, they delayed it. I immediately thought this has to be a joke. Why would the situation with Jimmy Kimmel's show being pulled off air have anything to do with the Mando trailer? If anything, they'd be in a hurry to post it. They would want to put out any distraction they could. Some people who disagree with this take say, well, maybe they were scared of the domino effect. With all of the people up in arms, boycotting Disney Plus, they might have been scared of a ripple effect where the Mando trailer would have been downvoted. It's just a really strange situation, unless the rumors were wrong and the scoopers were lying to us. But they seemed so certain yesterday was going to be the day. They've gotten these things right in the past, but whatever the situation, they were wrong. But that isn't where the craziness ends. There's even more, my friends. Oh yes. After the dust had settled, new reports came in stating that Disney reshuffled their marketing campaigns. One insider said that yesterday was a very bad day for Disney, and it was described as a very heavy and tough day within the walls of Disney and ABC. Now, I'm not usually one for pop culture jibber-jabber, tabloid nonsense, all of those kinds of things, and while I don't know if Lucasfilm really had planned something yesterday, for all we know the Mandalorian and Grogu trailer might have been affected, but like I said, I am leaning more towards the opinion that the rumors were simply wrong. These things happen, even to the best of sources. Not saying these guys are particularly reliable for anything else, but when it comes to trailer dates, their track record has spoken for itself. It kind of reminds me of the situation with the Kenobi show back in 2022. Some more reliable sources like Big Screen Leaks were so certain of the trailer date, and then they got it wrong. It happens. Disney and Lucasfilm have a track record of pushing things back, pulling things last minute. Their sources might have been right. The trailer was supposed to drop, it was ready to go, conversations had been had, but for one reason or another, they changed their minds. I guess we'll never know. But like I said to you guys in my last Mando video, don't believe everything you see online. But with only 8 months to go until the next big Star Wars movie, I do expect a trailer pretty soon. They probably want to line up the marketing with the release of Avatar 3. The Disney situation has also started to affect certain creatives. Those who are defending Jimmy Kimmel are urging for a boycott. The likes of Tatiana Maslany, who played She-Hulk, as well as Damon Lindelof, who was originally going to write the Rey movie. And I have to say, because he's boycotting working with Disney, if he was still working on the Rey movie, it would have been delayed from 2045 to 2055. I'm just kidding, but at the same time, I don't think the Rey movie's coming anytime soon. But with all of that said, my dear friends, share your thoughts on everything we spoke about in the comments down below.